Well, this is an interesting turn of events. Lying Republican Congressman-elect George Santos is now under criminal investigation. You've got to love it. I was thinking back to earlier this week when he first addressed his lies. The thing he was hanging on to was, I haven't done anything criminal. Remember this clip?
I'm not a criminal, not here, not abroad, in any jurisdiction in the world have I ever committed any crimes. To get down to the nitty-gritty, I'm not a fraud. I'm not a criminal who defrauded the entire country and made up this fictional character and ran.
Well, fictional or fictitious or whatever word you want to use, it turns out maybe there is some criminality. AP reports New York Representative-elect Santos investigated for lying about his past. He is now under investigation by Long Island prosecutors after revelations surfaced that he lied about his heritage, his education, and his professional pedigree as he was campaigning. He has shown no signs of stepping aside, even as he publicly admitted to a long list of lies. Nassau County District Attorney Ann Donnelly, a Republican, said the fabrications and inconsistencies were nothing short of stunning, saying, quote, the residents of Nassau County and other parts of the 3rd District must have an honest and accountable representative in Congress. If a crime was committed in this county, we will prosecute it. So remember, lied about his employment history, lied about his educational history, lied about being Jewish, apparently told the truth about being gay. And later, I'm going to tell you, he apparently lied about his mom dying in 9/11. We're going to get to that. That's a whole other sick ordeal. So how could this be a crime? Yes, in a normal job where you're not voted in, if you lied in this way to human resources, you would be fired. You would be let go. But this is different. How could this be a crime? In this particular situation, fraud is the most likely charge. So lying about one's educational and employment history can be considered fraud if it's done with the intention of obtaining a job or other benefits. It's abundantly clear because he said it in an interview. Because of the elitist New York Times not valuing his customer service experience, he almost had no choice but to claim to have worked for Goldman Sachs and graduated from a college he didn't graduate from. He was almost forced into it. So he's essentially saying, in order to get this job, in order to get the type of coverage I need and to get voted in, I embellished, as he calls it. We call it straight up lying. That meets the definition of fraud, lying in order to obtain a job or other benefits. And by the way, it's taxpayer dollars that go to pay his salary and those benefits. That's the most likely charge. Now, in other situations, lying about your education or employment history, if you do it under oath, you're talking about perjury, right? If you do it in a court case, could be considered perjury and then could have legal consequences. Discrimination, if you lie about your religion as he did, and then that is somehow used to discriminate or gain an unfair advantage in certain situations, then it can be against the law. And then misrepresentation. If you lie about your employment history or your educational history, if it's done with the intent of misleading others, it can lead to legal consequences, including fine and imprisonment. Whether that would be the case in this particular situation, I really can't say. We're kind of getting ahead of ourselves. But there's one other aspect to the possible criminality, and it relates to some campaign loans. George Santos's massive campaign loans may not be legal, reports the Daily Beast. And here's the deal with that. He loaned his campaign $700,000. It's not clear how he did it. And as the article says, it's been a bit of a mystery. But depending on how that was done, that also could actually be a violation of campaign finance law. And the article explains it in detail. The Daily Beast has part of an answer. The identities of four of Santos's corporate clients, the revelation puts him in more hot water. What he did with the money he obtained could be even more damning. Santos has admitted using cash from his company to fund his campaign. That could be an unlawful $700,000 corporate contribution. That's because while candidates for federal office may give unlimited amounts of their own money to their campaign, they cannot expressly tap corporate accounts to do so. So that also may be a criminal aspect to this entire thing. Criminal is one part. My hope is that all of this gets him to resign and say that he will not be seated, which is scheduled to happen next week. We're running out of time. Republicans maybe Democrats plan to object. From what I'm reading, Democrats are going to object to his being sworn in. What that will lead to is a vote on whether he should or shouldn't be sworn in. Republicans, of course, will have the majority in that new Congress, but it will put every single one of them in a position of having to vote, yes, this liar, fraudster should be seated or not. That could get very interesting. We'll know more about that next week. Let's face it, the holiday season can be a stressful time for anyone, even a stressor on relationships, in-laws dividing time, mismatched expectations around gifts. Our sponsor, Paired, is the app that makes it easy to maintain a feeling of connection with your partner during this crazy time of year. You and your partner download the app, you pair together, and every day Paired gives the two of you questions or quizzes, games to have fun, stay emotionally connected, deepen your conversations. And all of the exercises were developed by academic psychologists and expert relationship therapists as well. My girlfriend and I have been using Paired quite a bit lately. It's fun, especially with the baby these days. It's more important than ever for us to find quality time. And Paired is really the perfect way to spark that with funny moments, meaningful conversations, and we can use Paired on the go. Don't let end-of-year stressors get in the way of you and your partner enjoying some connecting. Paired makes it simple, and giving your significant other a Paired subscription is a great last-minute holiday gift. Head over to paired.com/Pacman for a 7-day free trial and 25% off a subscription. The link is down below.